Welcome to the Democratic Services Committee on the Monday, the 13th of November. Shall we start with the agenda? The first item is apologies for absence.
No apologies received, Chair.
Thank you. Any disclosures of personal and prejudicial interests? No hands? Well, if you think of something, come back later. Right, the minutes of the last meeting, which was chaired by Wendy for me. Thank you. Shall we go through for accuracy to start with? Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Are we all happy with the correct record? Thank you. Right. Next item is the review of the councillor's handbook, and I'll hand over to.
Thank you, Chair. It's a lengthy report, but when you come down to it, it's not that bad, if I'm honest with you. So the handbook split into 4 sections. I've done a review of the whole thing, which I like to do every 2 years or so. If I touch on section D to start with, the role description and person spec, if you recall, we agreed that would mirror what the WLGA put out, so that's an automatic renewal, so there's no need to touch on that. So just looking at A, B and C. So starting with section A, financial information, I see nothing glaring that needs to be changed. I will make the point that in paragraph was it 2.4 on page 8, it does talk about the data and telephone and mobile phone allowance. Just making the point that the council's ICT has recently been amended by council to allow those councillors to claim the money directly from the council rather than having to reclaim it back. And the beauty of doing that is to help safeguard any financial hardship for councillors. Councillors have a duty to ensure that councillors can access IT. So by doing it this way, we have removed another barrier from people not being able to stand. So I'm quite proud of that went through council last week. Nothing else to add on the financial information, but I'll take any questions on that before I move on to the second part of it.
Anybody got any queries? Comments? Wendy?
Not on the financial, but there's one I wanted to ask from, which you skipped. Well, no, we went straight to D, and I used to forget. Oh, you got. So you're coming down to D, are you? You're going to come down to D. Thank you.
I'll go on to section B then, which is support services. For support services, there is again nothing to add. It just outlines what is available to councillors, how we do various things. That had a major shake-up in prior to the May 22 local government elections. So I got nothing to add in section 2 either, but I will take any questions anyone has on that. Is there anything you feel that would benefit you that I'm missing, that I'm not doing, etc.? Or say me, that the services we provide, I should say. Okay, on to section C then, protocols. So before I go on to the bit I want to add to the protocol, if we just touch on the protocols that are outlined, is there anything there? They're not attached. My fault, that is. Was there anything in the protocols that people want to discuss, or shall I just go straight to the additional bit I'm proposing to add? I'll go straight to that then.
Any comments? Okay. No.
Okay, so it's a funny one, and it's pretty obvious, and I'm very conscious of that. What's laid out in page 5 on paragraph 6, use of the council logo by councillors. It's put in. I'm proposing that it goes into the handbook deliberately, so that councillors are aware of what their duties are. We can't use that Osprey logo on a whim. It is for council only purposes. I'm aware that people have tried to use other logos in other areas, and I wanted to make it abundantly clear that you can't. So, and again, you can't be used for political purposes either. So are you happy that paragraph 6.1, 2 and 3 as drafted are okay? And if you are happy, I'd like to recommend those onto council to be adopted and formally added to the handbook.
Wendy's got a
I agree with we should be adding it, but when I looked at it earlier, I thought, I'm sure we've been sent something like this from Andrew Stevens, but I can't find it anywhere. And somebody said to me, yes, we've had it, but I can't find it. A template to put the, and on, and also if we put, we should, on our email page, we should have things in Welsh as well, shouldn't we?
Your footers
Yeah.
should be bilingual, yes.
Yeah, but they not.
No, that has
So
been
how-
sent out to councillors.
So
And
how do we, I mean, I've been a councillor now for 6 years and so,
yeah,
I mean, I've never done it, so.
yeah, like we can certainly send out guidance on that
Right,
again to
okay.
do so. But yeah, email footers should be bilingual. Yeah, I'll send further. I'll resend the guidance on that.
Okay.
Any more questions? Comments? Oh, very quiet.
Okay, so on to section D. I'm conscious that Councillor Lewis had a question, so I'll take any questions you have.
That was my question. About the logo.
Oh, you
D.
said D, so that's what
D, I said.
Under section C, that's fine. Yeah, I'll pick that up. Yeah, that's no problem at all. So I've got nothing else to add. So if you're happy with the report, you can approve it, and that's it from me.
Patience, do you want to come in? No?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Just with regards to the bilingual footers, can we go back to Democratic Services for Welsh Translation?
Sorry, what are you looking to get translated? Just for the footer, you mean? Now,
Yeah,
is it?
just the footer, yes.
Yeah, we would send out the relevant details up front to you. We'll give you your ward name. We'd give the cabinet members and the chairs of committees their direct translation. So we would do that up front for you. So all you've got to do, and we can't do it for you, you'd have to log into your Office 365 account, and you'd have to drop the footers in there. It's obviously easier for us as officers because we get access to our own to the council IT, but for you that use your mobile devices like phones and things, it's something you're gonna have to do remotely. More than willing to tell you how to do it, but it'd be difficult to give a blanket description because it depends on what device you've got. Someone using an Apple will have a different experience, someone using an Android, etc. But yeah, certainly we will try and help you. So reach out to us in the first instance, because at least we'll signpost you to the right place if we can't help you initially.
Thank you.
For that item.
We're all agreed, we accept these changes? Thank you. Next item is the work plan, but this is verbal, so I presume you have a.
Yeah,
review.
just very conscious. It's a funny committee, Dem Services Committee. It's very busy in the run up to an election, back like it was pre May 22, but obviously it's quite quiet now for things. Is there anything that's jumping out to you that you feel you could benefit from for the committee to consider? Bear in mind, we're not meeting till March next year, but I can get time to pull things together for you to look at. I know we've got an item after this for as a workshop, and I'll explain the reason for that later. But anything specifically you'd like me to look at as Dem Services Committee? Yeah, I'll find things and I'll put them on as they are when they become appropriate.
Thank you. So that is it. That's the end of our agenda. So we'll close the meeting. Short and sweet. and we'll hand over to Hugh for our